just going back a little bit because my computer ran out of space, so my video died. 5b, this is all you got to do, 0.05 times 380. I know that it's a 20th, so that's what 5% is. So yeah, you could always just divide by 10 and double. So yeah, divide by 10 and then half, sorry. So 380 divided by 10 is 38, which is 10%. Half of 38 will give you 19, which is your 5%. Again, next one, calculator, just 0.3 times 680 will get you your answer. The next one, this one I won't try to figure it out in my head, but this is just all you need to do. Put that in your calculator, you'll get your 23%. Okay, next one. If I know that 30% of a sample of 550 students are studying a particular degree, how many? A tenth of that. So again, 0.3 times 550 gets you your answer. I won't worry about showing my in-head stuff. I'll just show all you putting in your calculator. New price. So we're adding 10%. Oops, 480 times 1.1 to add the 10%. That will be your answer. Next one, 50 kilos has increased by 15%. 50 times 1.15 will get you your answer. Next one, something has gone down by 33%, which is a third. It was originally supposed to be 20,000. So you can do 1 take 33.33, and that will get you your 0.6. And then you can do 0.6 times by 20,000. Yeah, your answer should be, I believe, 13,666. Something like that. Next one, child is 112. They've now increased in height by 12%. So 110 times 1.12. That will get you your answer. Next one, $200. $200 of which 105 is profit. What percentage is the profit? Well, it's a little bit more than 50% because 105 out of 200 is a bit more. But yeah, you've just got to do one out of the other. They'll get you a decimal and you times that by 100. I think it's going to be roughly like 52%, thereabouts. Yeah, 52.5 actually, off the top of my head. So, telephone bill's $80 and the charge for the service of equipment is $20 of this total. What percentage? Well, hopefully you just know 20 out of 80 is a quarter, but if not, you just do that times by 100. That's going to get you 0.25 for sure. Oh, sorry, this part here gets you the decimal. When you times by 100, you'll get 25, and that's your percentage. Hopefully that one's easy enough on both sides. Okay, now 1,500 students studying humanities, and of those 180 are studying education. What percentage of them? So again, it's 180 out of 1,500 times by 100 equals your answer. Be a bit more than 10%. Next one, 14 out of 70. I know that that's a fifth, but if you don't, you just put that in your calculator and you'll get your fifth, which is 20%. Okay, next one is 300 out of 500. What percentage? Again, you're just doing that times by 100 and you should get 60%. Next one, 300 out of 490. When you round to do decimal places. So this will be pretty close to 60%. It'll be a little bit less. Sorry, a little bit more. Times by 100, and that will get you your answer. 28 out of 40. I know that off by heart. If you don't, again, you put that in your calculator. Small one divided by the big one times by 100 equals 70. Next one, telephone bill for a given period is 120, for which 45 is service and equipment. What percentage is it? It's getting a bit repetitive. small number divided by a big number times by 100. That will get the answer a little bit more than maybe about 35%. So yeah, roughly 35. If my heart rate before exercise is 70 and then it goes to 84, what percentage increase? So you can just do 84 divided by 70, because you need, and then times that by 100. This time you need to do the big one, because you're not working out a score, how much out of a maximum score. You're having a starting amount and then it's increased by a certain amount. And you want to see what the percentage is. So like a really easy one, if it was 100 first, and then it went to 200, then you just go 200 divided by 100, you know that it's doubled. It's going to say that it's 2, and then you times by 100, and you'll get 200. So it's 200% of what the first one will be. This one will be 1.2. It'll be a 20, or sorry, when you times by 100, 120. It will be a 20% increase. So you've got to make sure you end up taking 100 to get your answer. Just like this one will be your answer. Next one, number of customers was 5,300. Well, this year it's 4,500. What has happened? Yeah, you just go 4,500 divided by 5,300 to show the percentage difference. So that times by 100. 320 students sat a test, 35% was C or below. How many got B and above? So it will be you've got to figure out the 65%, because this is talking about the people that didn't do so good. 65% of students did better, and you'll know that by putting in your calculator 100 take 35 equals your 65%, and when you do 0.65 times 320 to get your answer. Next one, 950, 94%. So 950 is the maximum. At the moment they've got 94%. How many more could they have? So two ways you can do it, but they're both pretty much the same thing. You've got to figure out what is the remaining percent. So 100% is capacity. At the moment we've got 94%. That will leave us with 6%. You can do 6 divided by 100 to see what it looks like as a decimal. And then you do that multiplied by 950. And then, yeah, that will give you your answer. It won't be much, won't be too many. Okay, next one. Sales reps are paid 15% of the sale price of an item in commission. Of the sale price if an item in commission. If a rep sells an item for 200, how much will the company receive for the item after commission's been paid? So 15% of the sale price is given. They're paid 15%, and then the company gets the rest. So 100 take 15 is 85%. So that's what will go for the company. 85 as a decimal, you just got to divide by 100. And then you can just do your 0.85 times 200, which will get you 170. Highest mark in the test was 46 out of 50, which I know is 92%, because I'm just doubling the 46. But again, 46 out of 50 times 100. And the lowest was 25 out of 50, which is 50%. Well, you can figure it out by 25 out of 50 times 100. What's the difference between the highest and lowest in percentage? Once you figure out the answers here, you just get one and subtract the other. So you should get 92, take 50, you put that in your calculator, you get 42. That one should be straightforward enough. All right, Sarah earns $1,100 each week and saves a quarter of this. Which equation could be used to calculate how much she saves? So it will be 110 divided by 4 and then multiply it by the number of weeks, because that's what a quarter is. If you divide by a quarter, that actually makes your number bigger. So it's definitely not that. And there's no point multiplying stuff by 4, which is what they're all doing. Lucy earns Yeah, a bit of money. Which of these equations could be used? I'm probably going to say these out loud just to get them in my head. She earns 800, she saves half. That is half. 800 times 0.5 will get you half. None of the others will. The 0.5 is the way of saying 50%. So that is the same as saying this. Okay? Just like this one here. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. I think that's fine enough. Next one, 600 saves a quarter. 600 divided by 4. That's how you get a quarter. A quarter of something is literally you've got one thing and you've divided it by 4. Hence 1/4. Alright, David earns 700 and saves a third. So 700 divided by 3 times by the number of weeks. Again, same thing. One thing divided by 3, 1/3. Numbers multiplied by 20 and 45 added on. If the answer is 325, what is the number? So you've got to do what it said, but in reverse. We added 45, so we just take 45, so put that in your calculator. You'll get 280, and then it's multiplied by 20. You instead divide by 20, which gets you that 14. I believe it is. All right. But trust your calculator. Sarah wanted to multiply by 32, but divided by 32 by mistake. Her answer was 6. What should it have been? Well, should have been a lot bigger. So she originally would have had 6 times 32, which is 198. No, that's wrong. 192. But she was actually supposed to multiply by 32, so it's got to be 32 times as big as that. So, yeah. It'd be in the 6,000 category. Just because this is close to 200, 200 times 30 gets you 6,000. All these other numbers way too small. All right, so I might struggle a bit more with these without calculator. Don't have one on me. But I can write what you would have written anyway. So obviously for this one, you should have just written 6 times 32 times 32. And that will get you your answer. That one there. This here, 360 divided by 90, you put that in your calculator, and that gets you 4, so that gets you one side, and it's going to equal the same as on the other side, and you've got, actually, the actual algebra way, because I guess this is what this is, you've got 360 divided by 90 equals something, delta, divided by 30. If you multiply both sides by 30, that will, actually no, divide both sides by 30, that will fix it. So that will end up getting you this. So 120 is the answer. And then you can just, so all I did there is 360 divided by 90 divided by 30. Which 90 divided by 30, you can just pair them up, and that's how I got the 3. And then just to confirm that, you can just enter your number in afterwards. So 360 divided by 90, so that's 4, and that's going to be the same as 120 divided by 30, which is also 4. So 4, 4. Perfect. Hopefully that one was clear enough. Definitely harder than anything I saw in LANTITE. But sort of good that they get you prepared for something that's a little bit harder. Okay, again, algebra way, you try to get the unknown by itself. I've actually done that recently in a video, so hopefully it's not too complicated. You got 450 divided by your delta equals 63 divided by 7. If you multiply both by the delta, you end up getting 450 equals 63 over 7 divided by your delta. 63 divided by 7 is 9, by the way. So if I multiply, so that right there can just be 9 divided by delta. If I then divide both sides by 9, shouldn't the answer just be 50? 450 over 9 equals delta. I'll test it out. 63 divided by 7 is 9. 450 divided by 50 is also 9. I think I've worked it out a backwards way. I think the smartest way to do it would just be to solve one side already. So the right hand side is 9, and then you've just got to figure out what you need to do to make that left side equal 9. So yeah, hopefully that's not really too bad, that you've just got to think of what do I have to multiply by 9 to get 450. So literally 450 divided by 9 will get you that. Alright, and again, you can always just test it out afterwards. 63 times 22 plus 63 times 28 equals 63 times 70 take delta. This one, I will get my calculator. So this time around, I'm going to try and actually figure out one of the sides. So 63 times 22, 3 times 22 equals plus 63 times 28. Not sure if that has done it right. Hang on a quick second. 63 times 22. So that's the first part. 1386. And then 63 times 28. 1764. Yeah, I didn't think it did. And then you add them up. Plus 1386. So I know that the left hand side equals 3150. Now this next side, now if I divide both sides by 63, that will get rid of that 63. So 3150 divided by 63 gets me 50. So that means the right hand side has to equal 50. And to do that, I just need to do 70 take 20 will get me 50. Hopefully that one was easy enough. This is going to be much harder than anything you'll get in your test, but really you're just solving that side. I solved that side and I got 3150. So 3150 equals 63 times 70 minus delta, right? When I divide both sides by 63, that ends up getting me 50. So the left hand side equals 50, that 63 disappears, and you just have 70 take delta. And for this to equal 50, this over here has got to be 20. Hopefully you can tell that just by looking at it. And if you didn't, I guess the fully algebraic way to try to get the positive delta instead of negative, add delta to both sides. So you're going to get delta plus 50 equals 70, and then take 50 from both sides, and you're going to have delta equals 20. Okay? All right, next one. 70 take 52 take 26. 52 take 26 is 26. 70 take 26 is going to be 44. So again, use your calculator to figure out that the left-hand side is 44. You then have 44 equals 70 take delta, take 26. I'm going to add 26 to both sides to make this disappear. So I'm going to get 70 equals 70 take delta. And again, I'm going to just take 70 from both sides. And you're going to, actually, I'm going to do it the way I did before. I like to have a positive delta rather than a negative. Doesn't matter for this one. I already saw what the answer is going to be. Hopefully you can from here too. Plus delta to both sides. Now take 70 from both sides to get the delta by itself. Bit of a trick question, that one, of sorts. All right, number of kilometers the car has traveled is shown, 93785. Has to be serviced when it goes 100,000. That's just subtraction. So just put that in your calculator. 7856. Oops, minus. And yeah, that's going to be 6215. All right, number of kilometers cars traveled. How long until it can be serviced? It's going to be the exact same again, just subtraction. So it's just going, I'm going to minimize my calculator, don't need that one. So that's just going to be 80 take. So again, put that in your calculator, and yeah, you should get, what's that, 31764. 31764. Okay, next one, timetable for consulting with students. You plan to see each student for 20 minutes, 20 mins, or a third of an hour. And she wants to see students in 3-hour blocks of consecutive. So that means in each 3-hour block, you're going to see 9 students. That's 3 per hour, 3 times 3 is 9. So you're seeing 9 students per block. If you need to see 44 students, then you've just got to do 44 divided by 9, which is going to be just under 5. But you will need to round up to make it that you have 5 3-hour sessions to be able to see all your students. So an easy way of being able to solve this as well, I guess with calculator, you could have done 44 times. Actually, I think this is probably the best way. 3 times 3, yeah, I think this way is fairly simple. You barely need a calculator for this. If you know your 9 times tables, you'd know that 5 times 9 is 45. So that's what you would need for that. But yeah, that's that. Oh, goody. Reading. Okay. She wants to see him for 15 minutes now. That's a quarter of an hour, 15 mins. Wants to see him in 2.5-hour blocks. So that means she's going to see 10 of them, because you see 4 in an hour, so 4 times 2.5 hours is 10. So again, you put that in your calculator. If the advisor needs to see 62 students, how many is she going to be able to, how many blocks will she need? Well, you're going to have to need 7 blocks, because 6 blocks of 10 students won't be enough. So yeah, 62 divided by 10 will get, put that in your calculator, you get 6.2. You're not going to be able to have 6.2 blocks. You're going to have 7 blocks. Going to have to round up. Next, 19A. Average adult ate a quarter of the packet of bread. So a quarter is going to be 16 divided by 4, which is 4 servings. And then what percentage of their daily salt are they having? So you've got to have 4 lots of the serving one. Where's our salt? So it's going to be 7%. It's going to be 4 lots of 7%. 28%. Looks daunting, but easy when you know what you're looking for. Okay, next one. If they ate half the loaf, so that means they would have had 8 of those servings, because 16 divided by 2. You divide things by 2 to get a half. So it's going to be 8 servings worth. What is their daily sugar intake? What percentage? From a serving, they get 8. They get 2%. So we need to have 8 of those. They're going to have 16% of their daily sugar. That's a lot of sugar. And that's it. Okay. Yeah, if you've got any questions, leave it in the comments below, and I can give a little bit more detail to them. But yeah, these would be, I think, fairly straightforward with a calculator. I feel it's just about, you've got to know what you're supposed to be doing with the calculator. None of the maths is that difficult. And as you can see, they'll give you a lot of examples where you're doing pretty much the same things over and over. So yeah, hopefully that was clear enough. Thank you so much for your time.